Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into the World Economic Forum's 2025 Global Cybersecurity Outlook. And let me tell you, it paints a picture of a digital world that is getting seriously, and I mean dangerously, complex.
Okay, let's kick things off with a number that really tells the whole story. 71%. That's the percentage of cyber leaders who now believe small organizations have hit a tipping point, a point where they just can't keep themselves safe anymore.
And that really gets to the core of the challenge we're all facing heading into 2025. Yeah, our digital world is faster and more connected than ever before, but all that speed is creating this massive tangled web of complexity that's becoming almost impossible to manage.
So you have to ask, what's really driving this? What are the forces that are pulling our digital world in so many different directions all at once?
Well, the report says it's not just one thing. It's this perfect storm of factors all hitting us at the same time. You've got rising geopolitical tensions, these incredibly complicated global supply chains, the breakneck speed of new tech like AI, a massive shortage of skilled people, and just a messy patchwork of regulations all over the world. It's a recipe for unpredictability.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. This growing complexity, it's not hitting everyone the same way. It's creating what the report calls a great cyber divide, a world of cyber haves and have-nots. And this isn't just a problem for the little guy, it's a huge risk for the entire system.
And just look at this chart. It lays that gap out in stark terms. 35% of small organizations feel their ability to bounce back from an attack just isn't good enough. For larger organizations, that number is only 5%. So the gap is huge, and it's getting wider. And you know what? Every one of those vulnerable organizations is a potential backdoor into the entire system.
And this isn't just about company size either. It's a global story. You see here, only about 15% of leaders in Europe and North America aren't confident in their country's cyber response. But that number shoots up to 36% in Africa and a massive 42% in Latin America. In a connected world, these aren't just local problems. They are cracks in our shared global shield.
And what's making all of this even worse? The talent shortage. The gap in cyber skills actually got 8% bigger in just the last year. That makes it nearly impossible for the vulnerable to ever catch up, leaving the back door to our global economy wide open.
Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. At the absolute heart of all this new complexity is one single technology that is both our greatest hope and our biggest threat: artificial intelligence.
And this creates this huge paradox for every leader out there. On one hand, AI can completely revolutionize our defenses. On the other, it's supercharging our enemies. So which is it? Is it a tool or a threat? Well, the tough answer is, it's both. And leaders are definitely paying attention. A full 2/3 of them point to AI as the single biggest factor that's going to shake up cybersecurity in the coming year. It is absolutely top of mind.
But here's that paradox in action. Even with all that concern, a jaw-dropping 63% of organizations admit they have no real process for making sure AI tools are safe before they start using them. We're all racing to adopt this powerful tech without building the guardrails first.
And listen, this isn't some theoretical threat. Just look at the case of AirUp, a global firm. Scammers used AI deepfakes to impersonate senior executives on a video call and tricked an employee into wiring away millions of dollars. It's an old scam with a terrifyingly sophisticated new power-up.
This slide really just sums it all up, doesn't it? It's a full-blown arms race. On one side, attackers are using AI for everything from smarter phishing emails to building malware automatically. On the other side, defenders are using AI for smarter threat detection, automatic security updates, and even building these incredibly clever AI traps for hackers.
Okay, so here's the crucial point we need to drive home. In a world this connected, none of these risks exist in a vacuum. Those cyber have-nots we were talking about, they aren't just a problem for themselves. They are a threat to every single one of us.
You know, George Kurtz, the CEO of CrowdStrike, puts it perfectly. He says that smart attackers don't always try to kick down the front door of a fortress. Instead, they find a weaker partner in the supply chain and just walk in through the back. Our biggest vulnerability is how connected we all are. And that's the reality of our digital supply chains. A breach at one small, underprotected supplier can send shockwaves through the whole system, causing catastrophic damage to even the most secure companies. An attack on one is, truly, an attack on all. And if that wasn't already complicated enough, let's just layer geopolitics right on top.
Nearly 60% of organizations are now saying that rising global tensions are directly messing with their cybersecurity strategy, making an already risky situation even more volatile.
So, with a problem this big and this tangled, where do we go from here? The report argues that we need a fundamental shift in how we think about this problem.
The goal can't just be about each company building its own impenetrable fortress anymore. That model is broken. The focus has to shift from defending yourself in isolation to building a collectively strong and resilient ecosystem for everyone.
So, how do we get there? It starts by treating security like a core business investment, not just some line-item cost for the IT department. It means we need radical collaboration between companies and governments, sharing information. It means getting the basics right, the simple cyber hygiene that stops most attacks in their tracks. And crucially, it means we have to actively close those gaps by investing in skills and helping out the smaller, more vulnerable players.
Ultimately, it really just comes down to a new way of thinking, the economics of cybersecurity. In a system where an attack on the weakest link can hurt everybody, resilience isn't a private good anymore. It's a public one. Your security literally depends on the security of everyone you're connected to. And that leaves us with one final pretty provocative question to chew on. In a world defined by its connections, can any one of us, any single company, or even country ever be truly safe if our partners aren't? Thanks for joining this explainer.